Hi, welcome to the Much Platform. I'm the founder and CEO, Carmen Perez, and I'm about to give you a quick guide on how to get started so you can use the Much Platform and take full advantage of it so you can reach your goals a lot faster. All right, so we're going to dive in very quickly here. A lot of these features are also found on the iOS and Android app that are available in the App Store under Use Much, so you can download them there if you haven't already. All right, so let's dive in. The first thing is that it's important to note that Much is a zero-based budgeting platform. Now, we are highly opinionated around this budgeting framework, but you can also use us just to track your spending. So I'm going to do a quick deep dive into the zero-based framework so you can really start taking control of your money, giving every single dollar a plan so you know how to spend your money throughout the month. And then we automatically track against how you created that plan. We track against those budgeting categories to help you stay in line. All right. So, first things first is the take home pay. Now, this is what you entered when you were going through the onboarding process. Now, the importance of this is with a zero based budgeting framework, what happens is you basically take a look at your take home pay, your total take home pay for the month. Now, zero based budgeting requires that you be proactive. So, you want to go ahead and set up this budget before the month starts and or before you actually get your paycheck into your bank account. So you know exactly where every dollar should be going. So you're going to take your take home pay, you're going to enter it in here, or you're going to edit it here, depending on, if something happens throughout the month, your income changes the next month, you're going to want to edit it here. All right. So it's edit spending plan. You'll input that information and you'll see your manual take home pay up top. Next, in this income field, if you are on the premium plan, you will be able to see how much money has come in the door for the month so far. So, for example, right now I have no transactions that have been identified in the accounts that I've connected for this month. But if I take a look at last month, this is a demo account, by the way, so this is not real data. If I take a look at last month, I'll see that I got a refund from United Airlines. Again, this is fake data. And then I can see that I had some miscellaneous interest payment made here. So I can take a look, just see kind of if I need to recategorize this information, but at least I'll know. So for last month, I had, some income of 504 relative to what I anticipated. And that anticipated income is what's used to create your zero base budget. All right. So this is just good, just so you have it and understand that you will budget towards the manual amount that you put in. You can't budget towards the money that is coming in because it's you can't budget $50 and then $25. It doesn't work effectively that way. That's why it's important to sit down at the beginning of the month, figure out what your anticipated income is for the month, put it in so you can actually have a plan before receiving that money that you anticipate coming in so you know where it's going instead of trying to budget, okay, $50 came in from Venmo today. What do I need to do with it? It doesn't work like that and it's not effective. So that's why we hone in on this zero based budgeting framework. All right. So that's your monthly take home pay. Now, down at the very bottom, these are just some of my account information. This is what I have hooked up. If I want to do a zero based budget, what will happen is it'll take my monthly anticipated take home pay, which is $3,200, and it'll show me how much money I have left to budget towards a specific budgeting category. So let me move this over here. We'll go here. So if you don't have any idea, what ends up happening is when you first connect your accounts, we give you a solid baseline budget. Now, you'll want to rename these categories to something that works best for you. But in the instance, on the very initial budget plan that we create for you, we provide you with the monthly average that you have spent in all of those different categories. And then we give you a new monthly target. This monthly target is tied to this $3,200. So that's how you budget. It's $3,200. You're going to take that take home pay and allocate every single dollar of that take home pay until you hit zero. And that looks like every and any category that you spend money on. Now, we help you with that again by providing you with the baseline budget. But from there, you're going to want to spend anything that's left over that hasn't been allocated. So, for instance, on the screen, I see that I still need to allocate $369 to a budget category. So, I'm going to go ahead and zero out my budget. Zero budget, I'm going to call out budget, and I'm going to put $369.20 here. All right. Once I have that category, you can put variable or fixed. I'm just going to go ahead and put that as variable. I have zero left to budget, and that means that I have created now a zero base budget and I'm ready to rock and roll for the rest of the month. So what I'm going to do, and you can see this category here that I just zeroed out, and it ties directly to, again, your monthly take home. So now that I've planned every single dollar of my monthly anticipated take home pay, now throughout the month, I'm going to refer to this to see where my limits are and how much I've spent. Now, this target, again, will help you save money. The reason why these targets are here is because, for instance, on average, if I've spent $177 in a particular category, if I want to try to just save a little bit more money across all my categories, I have what is called the spending reduction. Just a little bit, 5%. If I can aim to spend 5% less in every single category, I can save over the course of a month $62, which I can put towards a goal. And over the course of a year, that can look like close to almost $8,000 extra in a goal. And that's what these two things stand for. So if you go along, you can adjust this up to 10%. But we already give you the spending targets based on the spend reduction. And if you can stick with these targets throughout the month, so you can check your app as you go along, your transactions will automatically track to these various categories. And you can see if you are in line, if you are hitting those targets, and then you know where you need to scale back in terms of if you've hit the upper limits of that particular category. Then you know, okay, well, if I really want to stick with this plan, if I want to be able to save an extra $62 this month, I might need to go ahead and put this back. But really, it's such minor and realistic changes that you probably won't even notice. Here, you can see the 177. Now my new target is roughly, $10 less in a particular category. All right. So that's how you're going to use it. Now, when you first get your baseline budget, when you see this happen, you'll see various transactions come in for a particular category. Now, they might not be categorized correctly or they might not be named correctly, and that's okay. This is a one-time exercise that you get to spend a little bit more time with your money by recategorizing things that will make the most sense for you, and you can do that in bulk. All right. So I'm giving this example. As you can see here, there's groceries, there's Starbucks, there's McDonald's. In this example for my food and drink category, and maybe I want to create a different category, something like perhaps dining out or moving some of these transactions to trigger and track towards my pumpkin spice category instead of my food category. All right, so I'm going to go over here to my sidebar and go to transactions. So you can also do this on the mobile app as well. You can bulk update your transactions on that. So this is how you do it. What you're going to do is look for your transaction. So say, for instance, I want to update this transaction and this transaction. You'll see an update category here and also down at the bottom of the screen. Once that happens, you'll see a pop-up that says, hey, we will track this update to a new category going forward. And let's say I want to put these in pumpkin spice. You can also, this is where you're going to want to bulk update and delete your categories or transactions as well. So you can bulk update within this window. You can delete all of the particular transactions if you want as well, so you can find more of a balanced budget. Because at the end of the day, no budgeting tool is perfect. Some things will come in uncategorized that may not fit well within your budget or make sense for it to even be a line item listed. So you may want to just delete it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and update those two things to pumpkin spice. And as you can see, it's already working here and they've been updated to pumpkin spice. Now, that is something, again, you can do on your mobile phone as well. But once you do that, going forward in the continuing months and weeks, anytime a transaction that you've updated to a different category, let's say we've updated from food to pumpkin spice, it'll track towards that pumpkin spice category going forward. So that's why it's important. Once you get in here, you get your baseline, you see, okay, how much you've spent in particular categories, then it's up to you to start creating those different categories that will work best for you, armed with the best knowledge that you have. So if you want to create a category and you said, okay, I have the data here. I know that I've spent $177 in shops, but I kind of want to do my own thing. In this regards, what this could look like, and you can split it up. Maybe you do $60 and $60 in two different categories, but you now have that data for reference in terms of what you've spent realistically over the past 12 months. So you don't have to do any of the guesswork. We take that out for you and do it for you. All right. Next up here, you're going to see your FIRE number. This number is based on 12 months of living expenses. So anything that you have below, this is where you'll see it in your financial, or in your FIRE number stands for financial independence, retire early. And then also your target emergency fund. This will change on any given month, but this is important to, and it's here and intended to give you a good baseline of how much you need to be saving or what you need to be working towards. And then in the debt avalanche, you'll see that this information here, as it relates to that savings item down at the bottom, if you could stick to your plan every single month, and at the end of the month, theoretically, you will have at least $62.78 in your bank account to be able to put towards a particular goal if you stick with all of your targets. Here we show you what that could look like from a debt payoff perspective. So you can pay your debt off in a substantial much more amount of time if you start putting that $62 towards your debt and just, setting it and forgetting it, eventually automating this process within your money. We also have the ability for you to look at your different accounts. So it's expanded here. You can set various goals on the platform. And when you do this, we'll show you how much you need from a weekly and monthly perspective. Now, if you are, you've achieved the goal or don't want to delete it, but you want to have it for later, you're going to want to hit archive and that will save the goal for you. But you can see your progress now. And this information gets inputted automatically into your spending plan. So once you create a goal, it will tell you how much as a percentage of your goal you can put towards that, and it will carve out a line item for you on your budget. And then last but not least, we have Learning Center where you can learn different things, various modules from financial experts within their own fields, and also get a little more information about them. This is a great resource, and we offer live webinars for anyone on the platform. So if you attend a live webinar with some of these individuals, we have Q&A, so you can literally ask any question you want. This is a way for us to keep the community engaged and activated and educated around their money. And that is just about it. Those are the biggest features of the platform. If you don't want to do a zero-based budget, you're not interested in that, we still show you your monthly targets. You can blow them, you can, stick with them. It's really up to you. But if you stick with that spend reduction again, your monthly targets are based on how you currently spend money. You can save a particular amount of money here, and over the course of a year, it can look like this. I hope this was super helpful in getting you started. Again, the best place to start once you get your baseline is looking at your transactions, seeing what you need to update. Maybe perhaps you need to add a category, maybe you need to take one out, and then just looking over your money and then looking at that budget over the course of a month, referring back to that because we'll automatically be tracking things for you. And it'll just give you the guidance that you need in order to spend and reach your goals faster. Thank you.